This video I want to speak about religion and martial arts. I believe that everybody needs spiritual guidance. Everybody needs a real religion, their inner religion. I'm not gonna say what religion's right, what's not, but I'm gonna say that we all should be heading towards truth. And in my view, religion is truth. It's heading towards truth. And whatever religion that you've grown up in, or whatever religion that you practice, should help you see the truth of reality. And a lot of us may have been grown up in a certain religion, and we want to hold on to that, and we don't want to see the truth within other religions, and that could be our limitation. But even with that limitation, we can still grow to be good human beings. But I see that a lot of people just lack real religion. They might go, since they're a child, they might go to church every now and then they call that religion. But then they fall asleep, they don't pay attention, or they just don't even understand why they're going. They don't really learn anything. So it's like a person that goes to the gym once a week, every Sunday, and just goes in there and doesn't work out, doesn't exercise, but just sits there and then falls asleep. They're not going to be athletic. They're not going to be strong and fit. They're not going to be truly healthy. So just because somebody goes to church doesn't mean that they're wise. It doesn't mean that they're heading towards the truth. It doesn't mean that they're a good person. A real religion is a person that really practices it and lives it. And really studies it. So no matter if you study the Bible, no matter if you study the teachings of Jesus, no matter if you study the teachings of Muhammad, no matter if you study the teachings of Gandhi, no matter if you study the teachings of whatever religion out there, of Buddha or whatever, the fact of the matter is, you're learning from a wise person that has much wisdom to share from whatever prophet. And the fact of the matter is, what's important is, are you living according to that? Or are you just claiming something that you're not even representing? I see a lot of people lack religion. A lot of people lack spirituality. It just doesn't even exist for them. You just ask them, what religion do you practice? And they'll just say, I'm Catholic, I'm Christian. But are you actually living according to the teachings? And the thing about it, the people that get involved in the martial arts, they gotta understand that the martial arts comes from the East. It does not come from America. The martial art comes from the East. It comes from China, it comes from Japan, it comes from Korea with the Taekwondo. It all comes from the East. And the spirit of the East is heavily grounded in Buddhist teachings. From China to Japan to the whole East. So to truly understand martial arts, to really know martial arts and what it really is, you need to be open and willing to learn about the ways of the East, the philosophies of the East, the spirit of the East. And the teachings of Buddha are heavily grounded in science. And if you don't, whatever religion you practice, if you don't believe in science, you are denying reality. and you're setting your own limitations. So things that Einstein have discovered is not about faith, it's not about religion or whatever, belief. This is stuff that is the real. This is what it is. It's based on science. And Buddha's teachings are based on science. So it's essentially just studying a person like Einstein, or studying maybe like say Sigmund Freud, or you study Carl Jung, or you study Socrates. And you're just studying another person that has seen something deeper than the average human being. And if you're not open to that, then that will set your limitation. You will not fully develop. You will be handicapped for pretty much your entire life until you teach yourself to become open. You take the spirit out of the martial arts, it's not martial arts any longer. In order for it to be martial arts, that spirit, that way has to be understood. So you may have grown up with certain religion here in the West, and you may practice martial arts, and it's not that you have to convert over to any religion, because really it's not about religion. It's not about joining some group with a bunch of people that want to corrupt somebody's teachings or whatever. It's just about learning from wise people. So Tao Te Ching comes from Lao Tzu, another wise sage. Buddha's teachings, if you could find the original teachings of Buddha, just learning about the reality for what it is. Learn about the philosophies of yin yang, just learning about the reality for what it is. It's not about religion. You're just opening yourself to the real. And it's just basically it's based on nature. You're learning about nature. And whatever religion you practice should not prevent you from learning about nature, learning about truth, learning about the reality for what it is. Say, for example, you're studying science, and then you have this limitation within yourself to say, I'll never learn from Einstein, or I'll never learn from Isaac Newton, or I'll never learn from whatever scientist, I'll only learn from this scientist. Then you are severely limiting your growth to understand reality. So the way that I see the religions here in the West, most of it is based off of Jesus and Jesus' teachings. But a lot of the teachings are corrupted. A lot of people in power may use Jesus' teachings as a way to control the population. They will use it and corrupt it to control the population, to make them come further away from the truth rather than closer. But the original teachings of Jesus should be very helpful in helping you come closer to truth. But the problem is, most people don't know the real teachings. They've been given something that's severely watered down to the point where it's not even resembling the real. So you have to realize that Jesus is not the only wise person to ever live in this world. There's a lot of wise people to learn from. And as you grow, you should be open to learn from other wise people as well. If you cannot, then you're setting your own limitations on your own personal growth. So you could have been born to a certain religion and you want to stay true to that religion and you want to continually be a promoter of that religion, which is fine. But when you study the martial arts and you want to really learn the martial arts, you have to at least be open to learning about their ways and understanding it. It's not about conversion, but it's more about just understanding. Just like understanding Einstein's discoveries. You just understand it. It's not about converting you to any religion. It's just about you understanding the nature of reality. So it's pretty much what it boils down to. And when you practice, as long as you have some good guidance within and you are representing the good and the truth as best as you can, basically if you're a good person and you train in martial arts, then you can benefit society. But if you are not living up to the teachings of towards truth, then your expression in life could be a detriment to yourself and society. And that's what sets the difference between a martial artist and a fighter.